Hi, this is Arsenio from CMI High Tech, and I'm here today to show you the brand new nano controllers from Korg. Now, there are two in the range. We have on the top here the nanoKONTROL Studio, and on the bottom the Nano Key Studio. Now, the nanoKONTROL Studio, as you can see, is designed to control your digital audio workstation, your DAW. Today here I have it set up here with Ableton Live, and as you can see, it has all the things that you'd expect from a DAW controller. You have your transport section here, that allows you to cycle through a loop, set markers, play, pause, record, etc. Now, the jog wheel here has a different functionality depending on which screen you're in Ableton Live. So for example, here in the session view, it allows you to scroll up and down between the scenes. And then of course play will then launch any clips that are currently active. So it doesn't have any clip launching. You'll need a separate controller for that. Now if you if you tab across to the arrange view, select here, the jog wheel will allow you to scrub through the timeline, allow you to find the point where, for example, if you need to record in a vocal or a guitar line to drop in, punch in and out, the jog wheel will allow you to do that. So let's go back to the session view. Now we have 8 channel strips, so you can control a bank of 8 channels, and each of the channel strips has what you would expect. You have mute, solo, record, and the select button. Now the select button basically allows you to highlight specific channels, and I find this really useful for focusing on that channel and what I'm doing. Below that is the pan button, so just be able to pan left and right. And then of course you have the faders, which allow you to control volume or input volume depending on how you have your channel assigned. Now, one thing to note with the nanoKONTROL Studio is that when you move the fader, it highlights it that you've selected it in the software, in this case Ableton Live. So moving the fader is pretty much the same as hitting the select button for that channel. Your preference will vary. I would say try it out and see what works for you. So that pretty much explains the nanoKONTROL Studio. It's it does what it says on the box. Now, one thing that these two both have in common is that they're either powered by USB. As you can see now, the controller here is plugged into the computer via this micro USB cable here, and this LED is white, show you that that's being powered off USB. Now the Nano Key Studio here, its LED is glowing blue, which means it's being powered by batteries in the back here. So I'll just open this up. So 2 AAA batteries, and it's paired to my iPad here, which is running Korg's Gadget app. And best way to show how this works is actually to show you with this Phoenix plugin or Phoenix app that I have here. As you would expect, you have the keys here, which show you 2 octaves, and they're also velocity sensitive, so I can tap it softly. So that's a really nice feature to have something and so that's compact and wireless. Now the 8 knobs here will change their function depending on the plugin. So for example, here with Phoenix, the first knob here is frequency. Well, this is all on the filter, so you filter frequency. Second one's filter resonance. And the third one is envelope amount. Now the fourth one's not assigned to anything, but you can actually edit that yourself using the Korg editor program that you can download. Now the bottom 4 knobs are assigned to the envelope, so ADSR, so attack, decay, sustain, and release. Okay. You can also select which octave you want to play by using the octave plus and minus buttons here. There's also a sustain button, which acts like a sustain pedal, so you can do things like, for example, then an octave up. So there you go. Now, the touchpad has different functionalities depending on what you want to do. So currently it's in pitch and mod mode, which means pitch is on the x-axis and the modulation is on the y-axis. So if I play a note here, now if you go to XY mode, this actually will map to the effects in whichever synth, well, particularly in this synth. For example, this is the time, the delay effect. You can hear it there. Now, touch scale gives you the same functionality as you would find in the Key Oscillator Pro or the Mini Key Oscillator. So, you know, you have notes on the x-axis and a filter on the y-axis. Now, the Nano Key Studio also has a built-in arpeggiator, which you can select the different types of arcs by using the shift and pad button 1. You can also select the range and the gate type for those by using shift and the combination of the secondary functions on the pad button. So have a look in the manual for that. Also chord pad. So when you hit chord pad, it basically plays a few chords that are pre-programmed into the pads. Well, actually, let's. Okay, so the Nano Key Studio also makes use of the backlit keys by having a built-in scale guide. So if I hit the scale guide button, I'll hold this up to the camera so you can see it. The scale guide button here. Oh, with my hand. Oh, there we go. If I hit the scale guide button, you can see that some of the keys light up. So if I play those keys, it'll be in some specific scale. It's like a pentatonic major scale. And if to select a different scale, I hit shift and then scale minus or scale plus. Hit that. Now you can see it's changed. I can now play those keys in that scale. It doesn't turn off, you know, the other keys. I can still play them so that, you know, if you want to play a few grace notes here and there, or not strictly stick to that key, you can do so. Now, the key in which this is in is currently in C. Now, the scale and key is selected separately. So if I want to select a different key, for example, if I want to change this to, say, maybe D minor, I hit shift and then the octave button. Now you can see that the C sharp is now lit. If I hit that again, now D. Now it maps the D minor scale to those backlit keys. Okay, so again, if I shift it back down to the C, you can hear that. So that's how you select different keys with the Nano Key Studio. Okay, so that's a short overview of the nanoKONTROL Studio and the Nano Key Studio. And of course, because the Nano Key Studio and the nanoKONTROL Studio are MIDI devices, you can record, you know, any automation, you know, for example, volume automation here on the Studio, and, you know, any of the effect automation here on the Nano Key Studio. So I'll just show you that quickly. Using the Korg Gadget app, which is currently linked up via Ableton link to Ableton Live. So yeah, I'll record in a sequence into here and then record in some automation data on Phoenix and London, which has some beatbox sounds. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, select Phoenix. Record arm. Oh. recorded some. Let's go to London here. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this quick little video about the Korg nanoKONTROL Studio and Nano Key Studio.